Hi, it's Sharon Sheldon here from Business Content PLR, and in this video I'm going to answer a question a lot of my customers ask me, which is how they should customize the white label and PLR content they purchase from me. So I'm going to do a demo of a few ideas using my Referral Marketing Machine course, and depending on who your target market is, you'll want to customize different things. For example, if you're going to be teaching this or selling this to offline professionals versus an owner of an online e-commerce site. So I'm going to start by opening up the course book, which is what you'd be giving to people who take the course. And let's see, we'll go down to the table of contents. One of the first things you're going to want to change is the title and then the header and footer. So I'll go back up here. There is a title and a copy of an e-cover here. You can easily change this, make a new e-cover by going to a place like Fiverr.com and getting a new one made. That's Fiverr.com. That's how we often get ours done. So let me scroll back down, and the footer you would want to put in your company name and your website. That we've highlighted for you already. I'm in Microsoft Word, and in that all you have to do is double click in the footer area and change your company name and your website URL, and then it'll change it everywhere. Let me go back into the main part, and let's see, the first thing you want to do after you've done your header, footer, title, etc. is to change any language that's more relevant to your target audience. So here I've just highlighted a few places for the purposes of this demo to show you. And here it says small business or service provider. Well, if you're only targeting this to service providers, you take out the small business reference. Or it says client or customer base. Well, if your target audience only refers to their customers as clients, then take out the word customer. Same with, here it says if you have a well-defined ideal prospect, a good offering, well, that might just be product that they refer to as their product or service. And here the target audience, you will probably want to change to whoever your target audience is for your course. So here it says this course focuses on how to get referrals for salespeople, solo service providers, entrepreneurs, small businesses, etc. You might only be targeting offline professionals or even medical professionals, depending on how specific you want to be. Or it might be online marketers. So change that. And let's see, we're going to go down a bit and scroll through. In this particular course, we've got a model, and you might want to change that for different wording. So, and that's easy enough to change because, for instance, in this one, it's in SmartArt in Microsoft Word, but you could use other programs as well to change things. And all you do is, for instance, here it says develop motivating offer. You might want to change offer to something like reward, right? Let me undo that, and we'll go down a bit more. Let's see where else we can change things. It says define your ideal prospect. These things, some of these are pretty generic, but look out for things that say example, because anywhere where it says example is a good place to customize it. So here we have specific demographic information. For example, an ideal client may be someone whose business is well established. Well, your target market might be someone like orthodontists. Then their target client might be moms with young children. If the people you're selling this to are older women trying to build a coaching practice, then their ideal client might be other women building their own businesses. So change the examples and look everywhere for those things that say examples. Niche or industry, you may want to identify the prospect's niche or industry. Here again it says if you're an online service provider or B2B business. Well, change that language to be who your target market is. Let's go down and see if there's anywhere else. There's a lot of different places in here. You might even want to customize this if you're going to be selling it to different target markets yourself. There's nothing wrong with having more than one version. Now there's also activities at the end of each chapter, and in those cases the activities have a worksheet associated with them, and you'll want to edit the worksheet for any edits you make in the course book, but also to change the examples in there. So I'm going to pop over to the workbook and show you. Here I've opened up the workbook, and I'll show you some of the sample worksheets. There's one for each activity, as I said. Some of them just have places where you could actually fill in and create an example yourself. And some of them have examples already in them. Here, let me find one. Here's one called Referral Resources, where it says conduct research as needed to make a list of places both online and off where you can go for referrals. And the example here says online bakery, or a bakery forum, and a URL for one. Well, put in something that's more relevant to your target market. So instead of a bakery, it could be an orthodontist or a speaking coach or even a blogger. And you'll want to put in one example of where they could go for referrals, which are going to be different depending, again, on who they are. So it might be an online professional forum or specific meetups or different types of Facebook groups. Just put one in as an example, and then you can always speak to others when you're teaching the course or add them into the course book themselves. Let's see where else. Develop your motivating offer. Again, the example here says discount 20% off all products for each successful referral. Well, if your target audience is someone doing, say, retail, then fine, 20% off is a good example. But if they're professionals, the offer might be something like an exchange of referrals. So look for other places that you can give examples. And you'll need to change the slides as well. Let me pop over to the slides. Anywhere where you've changed things in the course book where there is something on the slides, then you'll want to edit them there. There isn't a lot of text on the slide, so there shouldn't be as many places where you need to make changes, but you'll need to scroll through and just look at each one. Here's one, referral source examples. It says customer and client, social media, online forums. You could change these into other examples. For example, you might want to add offline events or conferences as a place to get referrals. That's it for this demo. There are tons of other places you can customize. We've tried to keep things fairly generic so that you won't have to customize a lot, but it'll be a lot more personal and relevant to your customers if you do. And you could also delete or add to the course. For instance, you could add a complete workshop on email marketing for this particular one. There's a place in the workbook where we talk about creating a follow-up conversion strategy for converting leads to actual customers, but you could expand on that. For example, let's go back to the workbook, and I'll find that particular worksheet. Let me scroll down. Recommendation message. Here, referral conversion strategy. Well, one of my customers mentioned that they really focus on email marketing for converting leads. So in that case, the example timeline could be changing this follow-up sequence to have a longer number of emails as your sample. First contact might be your welcome email. You could have a bunch of different follow-ups as examples, and then other things you might want to do in email marketing. Or you could expand that whole section and add a little module or workshop on email marketing. And you could get that from other PLR as well. So that's it. Obviously there are a lot of other places where you can customize things, but try not to go too crazy if it's going to slow you down. And let me know if you have any questions.